Unfortunately, I've seen the ways in which activism often takes on a negative connotation in our culture, where you kind of picture activists as only the rabble-rouser or the troublemaker. And to a certain degree, activism is about shaking up the status quo and trying to make change, and change isn't always welcomed. But if you think about our history, we now celebrate some of the most profound activists in our history. And so I think we need to reclaim activism and kind of redefine it in a way that broadens it so that activism is about trying to create change at every level of our society. Not everyone is going to work on the exact same issues, not everyone is going to work at the exact same level. And just as we're called and have different gifts, I think we have different gifts in activism as well. But I think what's important is that we carry this awareness about injustice in the world, and that we're willing to support various causes at different moments, because our voice really does make a difference. We face all kinds of lions around us, from the scandal of poverty, both in our nation and around the world, or human trafficking, or global warming, or you name the issue. And those issues seem overwhelming unless you can find and create a spider web of people that come together to use their voice in order to affect change. Part of it is, kind of using Gandhi's words, being the change we want to see in the world. That it can't just be about advocacy, as important as advocacy is, or it can't just be about organizing, it's also about how we live our lives. A great example of this is, I did a lot of work around advancing more just trade policies, particularly as they affect sub-Saharan Africa. And it's critical that we take on that issue and we try to change some of the agricultural subsidies that are given to big agribusinesses in the United States that make it almost impossible for poor farmers in Africa to compete. But in addition to the policy change, why not start buying fair trade products and buying products from African farmers that circumvent some of the middlemen that make most of the money? And we're kind of putting our faith into action, which is activism, while we're also addressing the broader systemic issue that needs to be changed in order to empower African farmers to make a good livelihood.